Hey guys, Vigoman here, and welcome back to another video from Crasburg. Today we are expanding quite a lot with building a big slum on the west side, close to this gate which we call the Mud Gate. It's going to contain just a bunch of small huts and buildings, fishing tents, fishing drying racks, everything. The whole idea behind this is that I wanted to make it look like the people living here has built these houses themselves using what they can find from rocks, mud, clay, driftwood and things like that to just make these houses. So I want them to look super primitive and super simple and just a bunch of them bundled together. A lot of these buildings is not built during a time lapse because as we talked about earlier, I do have been on vacations, been to Japan and just spending some time with friends and family, and been just building from time to time whenever I do have a little bit of time to build. So not everything is built in time lapses, but I hope that's okay. We're going to go for a cinematic in the end where you can see all of it, which I hope is pretty good. There's also a couple of farms just in between the buildings here, just squeeze all up on the buildings, which would be used for farming a little bit of simple food. And also the blue line you can see in the middle right now is going to be the sewers. So the outlet of the sewers from the Noble District is going to go through the whole area here, making it even more stanky than it probably already was because of the slum people and hygienic reasons and stuff. There's also going to be some ruins here from very old buildings that the peasants used to just settle down as shelter, I guess, and also a little bit of professions and stuff that are using the ruins and things like that, making this whole area kind of unique. But one thing that we need to keep in mind is that the military would not like to have these slums here. So in case of a war, in case of an unstable situation, this whole slum would probably just be wiped out. Including the shelters in the ruins, the markets, everything would just be wiped out to make it harder for enemies to come close to the walls. These houses would be, the enemies could use those as ways to hide, so they could land on the shores here and then hide in the houses. So we need to wipe these out in case of a military position or situation. So that is something we need to keep in mind. Also, the trees around here is going to be pretty low because if, again, there's a war, you want to wipe out the trees because you don't want your enemies to be hiding behind trees and stuff like that. So this area here is going to have just a couple of very low trees and the house is going to look like they've been rebuilt several times over several decades and stuff like that and all of that. You can also see that some of the ruins here are being used with some tents over them and small shelters and stuff like that to just make it look like it's actually been repurposed in a way. Here we're doing a little bit of a cinematic overviewing this whole town. I really like how it turned out, especially on the south side. It's really dense, a lot of different buildings. So enjoy the cinematic. I'm going to meet you in first person in just a few seconds. So we're going to start inside the mud gate here, next to where we left off last episode, and we're gonna walk through here, down here. We're getting to like the market area, a small market area where they would be selling fish and nets and stuff like that. Very basic stuff. It's not like the proper market we have inside the main city, but it's something for the poor people. A lot of pigeons and crows and seagulls flying around here, and some community fireplaces to prepare some simple food. I guess we can go this way first. Walking through some of these houses here, looking at them. We can go down to the shoreline where we have this. You can see there's a lot of detail being added here. All of the place is just pretty much landscaped, reworked in a way, with smaller things here and there, and I love the way it turned out. So we have a lot of these ones. These buildings are pretty cute on the inside, very basic, but with some hay on the ground to sleep on, and then just some storage. Some of them might have a little bit of a kitchen. Not this one. Hello, fishy. Can I not? Oh, that's not the door. Stupid me. Here, a little bit of a kitchen, as you can see, and a small fireplace inside as well. But very basic looking buildings. Some trees and such like that. And then we have this ruin here. This is going to be like a very basic inn/brothel in a way. So there's just like a tent, you can get something to drink, and I guess take people with you back home. I don't know how this all works, but yeah, something like that. Just a ruin. Looking pretty good from the outside here as well. With the beach, we'll be doing a lot of layering, so the beach looks pretty nice. So yeah, that is that. We have some more fishing nets and fish like that. We can walk around here and walk all the way back to this place. We can walk down here as well, which you kind of saw. But yeah, the interior is pretty basic. Some palm trees because the weather is pretty hot here. And some small docks for small boats and stuff. Maybe we should add some boats in the future here as well. And then we also have the sewers flowing in here like that, all the way into the ocean here. And the farms and buildings are just built all the way next to that. So we can go around here. We have more buildings. We also have a ruin over here in the end of the market area, which is used for shelter. So it's kind of rebuilt with some simple boards and tents and stuff overhanging different parts, so people could sleep here and stuff like that. So very basic stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We can continue further down here over a small simple shanty bridge like that. I like the view here. You can see the sewers coming down, and then the clothes hanging over being dried up, some farms. Very narrow streets here. I love the vibe this one brings. Just walking through here, so much stuff happening. You can walk down some other side alleys down to the ocean here. You can see the stills as well. But you can continue around here. Small houses with some of them have a little bit of a balcony here. But yeah, I like the way some of these leads to like other areas as well. So you can walk up here all the way around, and it's kind of like the streets are very crooked in a way, and I like that because it's not like straightforward. You kind of walk some weird ways. So yeah, I'm gonna give you another example here. So we've kind of been walking down all of this, walking around here, and then you can continue up here all the way over to this bit right here, and it feels just so much bigger since it's not just straight lines, it's kind of crooked around. You can also continue up here to a little bit of a house up here. Yeah, a couple of smaller houses around here. These are then just next to the sewers here. Another building is up here again, and just around, and again just a long path, a lot of crooked turns and stuff into some houses here. Yeah, pretty nice view from here with some farmlands and stuff like that. And yeah, we can also go all the way down just to see everything pretty much. I would recommend you comment on the server and check it out yourself. On the Darwin Reforged server, information is down below in the description, because yeah, you're really missing out just with the tour here. But yeah, that is that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like down below if you enjoyed, and if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggo Man, and I'm out.